What's up? So this is gonna be take two of me trying to record this damn video. First time I got interrupted by maintenance for the apartment, so that's great. But if you're wondering what we're listening to in the background, we're listening to Tommy from Mushroomhead. I think formerly of Mushroomhead. Now I could be wrong, but his side project, Maysia, Maysia, with Mocking of the Gods. For being the guitarist of Mushroomhead, he's really into black metal, and this shit is pretty good, like black and death metal. I was thoroughly perplexed when I heard this, but if you like it, from what you can hear in the background, by all means check it out. It's good shit. Starting off, we've got something that Sean put out. The very first thing that Sean put out through his label, actually. This is Duel with Acceptance and Rebuild. Super cool cover art. This is a 2014 release, I want to say. Maybe 20... Yeah, this is either a 2013 or 2014 release. Put out through Warg, Celestial Oak. Bunch of labels had a hand in this, and this is pretty good. From what I understand, these guys are like black and drone, I think is the best way to describe them. The drone elements definitely shine through a little bit more than the blackened elements, but that doesn't make it bad by any means. It requires a little bit of a better attention span to get through, but I was able to get through this just fine. And like I said, I've got bad ADD, but this shit is pretty good. Got this cool little inner sheet with the outside of the album art with lyrics for Acceptance and Rebuild, and then you got the other side with the inner part of the album art. You got everybody in the band, just NRLR. They're linked to the Bandcamp, all the different labels, and then recorded live together. We'd like to thank, blah blah blah. Just on black vinyl. Unfortunately, I didn't actually get this through Sean. I got this from Discogs, I believe. Sean was sold out, and I think this is actually the beginning of our friendship. Was me ordering this from his Bandcamp, but it was out of stock, and he had messaged me and asked about it. Yeah, so thank you, Diol, and thank you, Sean, for introducing me to them. That's good shit. If you haven't listened to it for some reason, and you like people from this community that we're all a part of, I recommend that you listen to it. It's not too far from the path of what most people in this little group that we have listen to. Check it out. That's Duel with Acceptance Rebuild. Alright, next we got a kick-ass debut album from '83. This is this is Dio, with Ronnie James Dio singing, obviously, but this is Dio with Holy Diver. You got Murray, classic Murray, and then Diver right there. This jacket at least is beat to shit, but you know what? That's all that matters, because the music plays just fine, just on black vinyl. Super simple center labels, just A and B, different songs. A lot of classic songs on here. Dio, for those of you who don't know for some reason, is the man who pretty much invented power metal. You could argue he did that with Ritchie Blackmore in Rainbow. But this is amazing stuff. This is a man who was making music with Elf, then Rainbow, then Sabbath, and then finally his solo work, which is what he ended on. Fantastic stuff, and it's not like the power metal of today. It's where it's a lot of synthesizers and all that. This is just this is a little bit of synthesizer and mostly just kick-ass guitar riffs. Very proud sounding, and the lyrics are cool as hell because Dio's a fucking nerd. But yeah, if you don't know, Stand Up and Shout, Holy Diver, Don't Talk to Strangers, Straight Through the Heart, Rainbow in the Dark, Shame on the Night, classic stuff on here. And check it out if you fucking haven't for some reason. And I'm pretty sure, as an extra bit of information, I'm pretty sure this is a gift from my buddy Wyatt. But check it out if you haven't for some reason. Dio with Holy Diver. Alright, next up we've got another sophomore album, or a sophomore album, from 84. So, yeah, year after that Holy Diver was released. Dio with The Last in Line, and I have 2 copies of this. I'm pretty sure that this one, was one I had ordered off of Discogs just because I wanted to get this album. And the jackass who sold it to me said that the record was in very good condition, but when I played it, it sounded like shit. It was skipping like it would go from one part in like We Rock or I Speed at Night, and it would skip like 15 seconds ahead in the song. Ridiculous. I loathe that. That record, fucking awful. This one, again, is from my buddy Wyatt. I bought this one off of him. Glad I did. This one plays just fine. Again, classic artwork with Murray, if that would focus. There we go. Classic artwork with Murray. Super cool stuff. And kind of, first thing it reminds me of really is like stuff like this is like one of the first examples I can think of where it's like a giant figure in the background and then a bunch of smaller characters. This is the first thing that I think of usually. But kick-ass album. This is actually almost better than Holy Diver. There's more songs on here that I'm big fan of. Just comes with this inner sheet with the band members and then a big crowd at a Dio concert. Again, classic power metal. It's good shit, not too heavy on synths. I dig the hell out of it. I've always loved Dio. We Rock, The Last in Line, Breathless, I Speed at Night, Evil Eyes, Mystery, Eat Your Heart Out. Great shit. I love Dio to death, especially the first 2 albums. But yeah, no lyrics or anything. I have no idea what pressing it is. It's just on black vinyl. The same thing as Holy Diver's super simple labels. So I'm not going to show any of that off, and you guys really should know this, but if for some reason you don't, that's Dio with The Last in Line. Go check out that whole album. Alright, we're officially past the point I was in the last video. I got interrupted pretty early on. But this one is going to be definitely more up people's alley. This is something that I feel like a lot of you guys should familiarize yourself with if you aren't for some reason, because this is really kick-ass. My uncle, I bought this on just as a blind buy. My uncle told me that this had members of Cult de Gaulle in it, or former members of Cult de Gaulle, and it's evil as shit and super good. But this is Doombringer with the Grand Sabbath. Or Sabbath? Sabbath. The Grand Sabbath. Good shit. Oh my god. You can really tell that at least former members of Cult de Gaulle are in here, because this is super evil. The album art is super evil. Even the back, you've got a more evil version of Baphomet. The jacket feels super nice. It's like, yeah, this shit is super good. I love this album to death. I listen to this frequently and still spin this really frequently. The lyrics are super evil. Comes with this lyric booklet. Got all the members on the back. Don't know who's in Cult de Gaulle and who wasn't. I'm pretty sure it was just 2 members, but they go by different names in here. Again, lyrics are super evil. Not much in there besides just little alchemy potions. It's really good stuff, and if you haven't heard it, you really need to. Just black vinyl. Labels A and B are completely the same, so I'm not going to bother showing that off. But yeah, if you haven't heard of Doombringer, again, as I said before, there are members from Cult de Gaulle in here, or former members of Cult de Gaulle at least, because I'm pretty sure at this point I'm pretty sure Cult de Gaulle is just Mark of the Devil doing whatever the hell he wants with it, which is fine by me. But you can tell this really has some of the evil qualities of Cult de Gaulle, and it's also got its own kick to it. It's really good stuff, and I highly recommend you listen to it, especially if you like not necessarily cavernous like Haxon, but still evil sounding music. Ominous Alliance, Labyrinth of Everlasting Fire, Children of Moloch, The Sleep of Thanatos, good shit. This is Doombringer with the Grand Sabbath. And next up, we've got a classic as far as death metal goes. Uh, this is Entombed with Clandestine. I don't own Left Hand Path, although I really should. But for the time being, this is alright. This is the first vinyl that I ever got for a Christmas gift from my uncle, and this shit is kick-ass. I don't know why I don't spend this as often as I do. I really listened to it for this video, obviously, because I said I'm re-listening to my whole collection. I don't know why I don't listen to this more often. The riffing on here is really good. The production is exactly what I would want from death metal. Not insanely polished, but not like unnecessarily raw to the point where it's like Black Salice level shit, like a demo. But this stuff is really, really good. Back art, front art is cool as hell. And you got this gatefold with all the band members, and this is really the only other Entombed album besides Left Hand Path that I've ever heard of, and quite frankly, I don't care enough to check out the other albums, or anything from Entombed AD for that matter, but it's still good stuff. Really punky, hardcore sounding vocals, not like death growls or anything like that. It's really interesting. Again, the riffing structure is good. The punky vocals are unique. I can tell just why these guys are like Swedish death metal legends, especially on this album. But here's the inner sheet with that skull and crossbones, all of the lyrics on the other side, and this one comes on a like purple vinyl, which this is through Earache, which makes total sense that they put out a purple vinyl for something that has slight hints of purple. Earache is fucking stupid with the amount of colors that they put out unnecessarily for a vinyl release, but whatever. This stuff is still really, really good, and if you haven't checked it out, you owe yourself the favor of going to check it out. It's a classic album for a reason. That's Entombed with Clandestine. Alright, next up we've got a fold-over cover, which I'm not too happy about, and a band that I don't listen to that frequently. Not because it's not good, but just because it's just not something I frequently am in the mood to hear. This is Flatfoot 56 with Toil. Celtic punk. I saw these guys live when I was going to see Coxbar live, and they put on one hell of a live show. I'll give them that. It was super fun, super upbeat. A lot of like really fun energy in the room throughout the whole show. But yeah, this is not something I go out of my way to listen to that much, just because I'm not really ever in the mood to listen to Celtic punk. But whatever. But anyway, you got this big-ass square poster, which is also the fold-over cover. Well, this, like, steampunk shit. And if you've ever seen the A$AP Rock music video for Nutshell Pass, that's what a lot of this art reminds me of. Especially this guy right here. I don't know. Same vibes. And then on the back, you've got all the guys in Flatfoot 56. Yeah, like I said, Celtic punk, not really something that I'm too big on, but some of this stuff on side 2 gets really, really fun to listen to. This one is on gray vinyl, labels are the same. Winter in Chicago, I'll Fly Away, 6'10", and I think Terrorizing Truth they're fun songs to listen to if for some reason you ever want to listen to Celtic punk. I'm not gonna go say that this is something you guys desperately need to listen to and you need this in your life and blah blah blah, but if you were ever in the mood for just kind of like fun music, like how Cancer Slug is not something I tell everybody like they absolutely fucking need to listen to, although I'm not gonna tell people that, but that's something that I believe. But if you want fun music, then you need to go listen to Cancer Slug. And if you want fun music, you should go listen to this album specifically. I know that they've put out other things, but again, I don't care enough to check it out. This one album's good enough for me. But yeah, if you haven't checked it out and you like Celtic punk or you're just in the mood for a couple of fun songs to kill some time, that's Flatfoot 56 with Toil. Next up, we got something I do recommend a lot more. This is another gift from my uncle. This is Fear with The Record. simple album title. Again, this is really fun punk music. Not exactly like the most easily accessible in the world, but still really, really fun. Uh, Labels are literally the same thing. And just on black vinyl, so figured I'd get that out of the way. But this is really fun music. These guys apparently were controversial in a couple for a little while because of like homophobic lyrics and stuff. Honestly, don't give a shit. Good music is good music. I listen to NSBM, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do too. Or if not, you listen to Burzum. So if homophobic lyrics bother you, I don't see why. I genuinely don't. Good music is good music. But yeah, anyway, there's the back with all the band members and all that. This is a little bit less accessible, I'd say, than Flatfoot 56, purely because the production's a lot more lo-fi, or not a lot more lo-fi, but this is still more lo-fi production. But the songs are pretty short and to the point. It's really, in my opinion, it's really good stuff. This is put out in '81. I forget when the hell Flatfoot 56 is put out, but it's good stuff. If you like punk, there's really not much that I can say that you probably haven't heard about Fear already, because Fear, to my understanding, is a pretty big punk band. But yeah, Let's Have a War, Beef Baloney, New York's Alright if you like saxophones, is a really fucking good song. I Love Living in the City, Fresh Flesh, Get in the Brush, No More Nothing. Good songs. Again, if you haven't listened to this, you like punk, you really should. This is fun music, but not like this isn't like upbeat fun like Flatfoot 56. But check it out if you haven't and you like punk. This is Fear with The Record. Okay, so cutting, editing, yeah, that's on me. But girlfriend is here. So if you hear anything in the background, it's either going to be the CD ended, by the way. If you're hearing anything in the background, that's the Empress EP from Social Repose, or it's her watching TikToks and stuff, so pay no mind to it. What we were talking about before, she had called me and let me know that she was on her way here. For lore, towards the end, this stuff is really, really fucking good. I have Canyon to thank for introducing me to this, to begin with. And then Kevin was hyping them up a lot too. Really, really proud riffing structure. There's like a riff in every single one of these songs that stands out, and that's probably one of the best things to come out in 2016, along with like Wildfire, Slow Death, Dismanivis, and all the other stuff that I obviously was hyping up to death. But yeah, this is probably one of the best albums to come out from 2016, hands down. For Lord Towards the End, I feel like that cover art is actually pretty good, pretty cool at least. And then on the back, you've got these goofy ass pictures of everyone. He looks like he's trying to take a dump in the woods. He just looks like he's upset, and then he looks like he's a little bit scared, but he's trying to call you over so he can tell you something. All the info's on the back. I got this from Hosweg Productions, but this is put out through Darker on Black. Labels are super simple. Forlore on that end, Darker than Black on the other one, just on black vinyl. Really, really happy that I got my hands on this. It's about freaking time that I own this on vinyl, especially considering that I've known about this record probably since last year, I want to say. It's really, really good. Great, amazing black metal. And if you guys haven't heard it, you really need to check it out. Anything you've heard about this band, for praise-wise, is probably true. Anything that you've heard about them lyrically-wise, I can neither confirm nor deny it because there's no lyrics with this thing. But yeah, check it out if you haven't for some reason. That's For Lore with Towards the End. Okay, next up we got some pretty run-of-the-mill second wave metalcore. It's not bad by any means, but it's not something that I often go out of my way to listen to. This is another gift from my buddy Wyatt. This is For the Fallen Dreams, Heavy Hearts. I forgot what the name was for a minute there. Yeah, Heavy Hearts, For the Fallen Dreams. Album art is just a dude, couple of man boobies right there with all sorts of tattoos all over. Eventual body goals, and then there's the back of it. Again, really run of the mill second wave metalcore. It kind of blends together stuff like Haste the Day and As I Lay Dying, because it's not like As I Lay Dying where it focuses on being really heavy and melodic, but it also doesn't focus too much on the clean singing that drives me fucking crazy about like of Mice and Men and We Came as Romans and stuff. But yeah, this stuff is pretty good. Emerald Blue, Choke, Lights, Dream Eater, Mimic, Endless are all pretty good songs. And let's get to the inside of it. You got, what is this one? Oh yeah, this is just everybody thanking, the thanks list. Got all the lyrics on this side. This one comes with a CD. It's awfully nice of them. And then this comes on this gorgeous like marble blue with like black and white. Super cool. Center labels are the same, so I'm not gonna bother showing those off. But yeah, like I said, like I keep saying, rather, this is really just run of the mill second wave metalcore. Choke, Dream Eater, and Mimic are the three I'd probably recommend off of this the most if you want to go check it out. Although I know metalcore isn't exactly my core audience, what they come and listen for. But yeah, that is For the Fallen Dreams with Heavy Hearts. Alright, and then the last two I've got for you are from the same band. This is Full of Hell with The Roots of Earth Are Consuming My Home. That's a mouthful of an album title. It's almost as bad as Inquisition gets. Yeah, this is, if you know Full of Hell nowadays, they're I want to say blacken grind, but not quite to the point where Revenge and Conqueror and Black Witchery and all that are. But this is back. This is one of their first albums. This is back when they were still just noise grind. All the freaking technicalities are ridiculous. But anyway, you got this inner sheet with the lyrics. This is strange that I'm saying this about a band like Full of Hell, but this is less accessible than like Trumpeting Ecstasy or Weeping Choir or any of that. It does come on this crystal clear black splatter vinyl, which is super sexy. Dig the hell out of that. Yeah, like I said, it's less accessible by quite a bit, I'd say. Purely because this is a lot more like experimental. This is a lot more noise related than things that they did later on, like Endless Drone, definitely. I think White Mare or Dregs of Pluto are also kind of along those lines. But then you've also got tracks like The Bed Is Burning, The Oars Are Broken, and Pisces Legs, that are a lot more in vein of what they do nowadays with actual grind stuff. It's worth a listen anyway to hear what they were versus what they've become nowadays. If you haven't listened to it, I recommend that you do. It's Full of Hell with The Roots of Earth Are Consuming My Home. Alright, last one I got. It's Full of Hell with Trumpeting Ecstasy. This one I blind bought purely based off of Sean's recommendation. I had The Roots of Earth Are Consuming My Home for a little bit. Again, that one's from my buddy White, as well as For the Fallen Dreams. But I blind bought this one because of Sean's recommendation, and I told him, I was like, I've got The Roots of Earth, and it's alright, but it's not really something, that I'm super crazy about. And he's like, go, blind buy this album, and if you hate it, I'll pay for it. Okay, sounds like a good deal. He wasn't wrong. This shit is really good. Cool cover art right there of a nun's face just being burned, but nothing else being burned. And then an eclipse with the nuns and Jesus right there. Your homeboy JC. Really good stuff. Like I said, I want to kind of say it's like black and grind, but it's not quite blackened. Definitely more grindcore based, but it's super, super good. It's not disgustingly raw like insect warfare is. It's more in the veins of like smear campaign from Napalm Death. You got that inner sheet right there. There's the other side, and then the lyrics and all that good jazz. And then show you the actual vinyl itself. I'm not going to show you the download code because I actually use those. This one is just on crystal clear vinyl. Again, I think this is the only option that I had when I was buying it, but you know, whatever. It's still, I feel like it fits the album pretty well, especially considering it, you know, it's all black and white and gray. But yeah, like I said, it's interesting to hear what Full of Hell would become as opposed to The Roots of Earth or Consuming My Home. And this stuff is really, really good. Weeping Choir is really, really good. I recommend you go listen to both of those albums, or this album and Weeping Choir. It's good stuff. If you like grindcore, you'll like this. Nod Flesh, Ashen Mash, Deluminate, Branches of You. Good stuff. Anyway, check it out. If for some reason you haven't and you like grindcore, you need to. This is Full of Hell with Trumpeting Ecstasy. And that'll do it. That's all I got to show off for this video. The last video and this video are going to be going up really close to each other, but that's just out of pure convenience because I finally, I'm using this beautiful creature's laptop to edit the videos, so everything goes along a lot smoother and a lot quicker. And then she's got her laptop with her, so it's just out of a convenience sake thing. But anyway, yeah, that'll be all for now, and deuces.